Hello guys, I'm on my way to a plumbing service call, a laundry room. The drain is clogged 100%, so it's overflowing. So we're gonna take care of that. I'm gonna show you some other equipment I have to do that. So don't go anywhere because I'll be right back. So let me show you real quick the equipment that I have. This is a power clear. It's 25 feet long and it's quarter of an inch. This is for small stuff like bathtubs, vanity sinks, kitchen sinks, simple stuff. And this is a very old machine. This is about 25 years old. This is a Marco. This is 35 feet long and the cable is 5/16. This is good for 1.25 to 2 inches. This is a Ridgid K400. This is cable 3/8 and is 75 feet long. I think this is the one we're going to use. This is good for 2 inches to 3 inches, maybe 1.5 inches. Maybe not this. And this is the big boy. This is a 100-footer, 1 inch thick cable for 3 to 6 inches drain pipes. If you can see, the sinks are clogged, and we had problems last night with an apartment upstairs. The apartment comes from that 2-inch pipe and it goes there and then it goes under. So that's our clean out, and that's a 2-inch pipe. 2 feet down, then it becomes 3 or 4 inches. So we're gonna use not the big one, the 1 inch, but we're gonna use a 3/8, and we're gonna try it like that. So for now, we have to remove the water first. We're gonna open up the P-trap and let drain some water. Sometimes the problem is just in the P-trap, but sometimes it's in the main line going down there. So I wanna open up that clean out, and if there's no water coming from there, then the problem is over here in the P-trap. So always think safety. You need goggles. I have some rubber gloves, and then I have these leather gloves, palm leather gloves from Home Depot, $5. So this is our 2-inch clean out. I'm using a wrench to remove it. And we're gonna put something underneath in a minute. My pen doesn't fit under, so since I'm gonna write it anyways, I'm gonna do this P-trap stuff. And of course some water is coming because we have water in the sink, so we have to drain that water. So see, there's water coming from the pipes, from inside the wall, not so much from the sink. But sometimes that water is a lot of water and it would overflow your bucket and then you'll have a mess. So before you do the last run, just make sure that you have enough, a bigger bucket to catch the water. Wow. There was, since we fixed one apartment upstairs, so there is signs of a drywall compound. You know, when the painter cleans the mud pan, and look at that, that's all paint debris. Look at this. and we have more over there. So, yeah. Now we're gonna remove this guy and expect some water. Look at that. So this is what we have. We're gonna plug it. And then most of them have a GF5 here. So just make sure the GF5 is working. So this one has off. This toggle switch is in the center. It's off and then forward and then off and then reverse. So when you go in, you want to be in the forward position. And most of these routing machines have a air switch. So you step on this and then that thing spins. Now it's very imperative to be careful because the objective is to feed that cable into the pipe and leave the least amount of play on that wire. So the closest this wire and this part is to the pipe right there, the safer it's gonna be. If you have play on the cable, it's gonna tangle and it's gonna grab your hand, grab your gloves, and it's gonna hurt you. So you have to be careful. And now it's time to wear our protective gloves. This will not get caught on the wire here. If you have clothing, they might get caught here in this in the cable, and then it grabs your hand and it might break your hand. So you have to be careful. Always exercise safety. Please notice that I don't have any attachment tip on this cable. It comes with three, with a diamond, a tip, pointy one, tool retriever, and a tree root cutter. I don't use anything because I don't like it. This is just my personal opinion. Through the years they bend, and then it's more troublesome to use it inside the pipes, and sometimes they catch on the old pipes and they break inside, and then you have to retrieve it. So this is just my personal opinion. Some other people might like using them. I don't. I use them just on special occasions. Okay, so now this guy has to go inside. We want to go inside down. So you have to bend your tip a little bit, even though this fitting has the sweep right here, so it's gonna be easier, right? If you see this one, that is the sweep. So sometimes the cable goes up and then you go through the vent and you never get the clog. So if you could see, this one is bent a little bit already, so I'm gonna fit it, and just to make sure it goes down. And you wanna know something funny? I have 4 lefty gloves and none right. So I'm going across the street to Ace Hardware Store. And I'm gonna get the right gloves. You cannot take chances. If you have the wrong glove, it will cut on the cable and hurt your hands. So I'm here at Ace. Woohoo! Okay, so we are back. These are the right gloves to have when you ride. Suede leather palm. So I had to go to the store because I had 4 lefties and none right. So what's up with that, right? So now remember, this is my switch and I'm gonna use my knee because I'm kneeling down. Sometimes you are higher up and the cleanout is, above by your waist, so you can use your foot. But for now, if you're here, I'm gonna use my knee. Okay, now remember the cable went down because I bent it a little bit and this fitting has a sweep. Now since this is not an automatic machine, I have to pull it out and then fit it. So I'm gonna pull a little bit. I'm gonna pull and go in. Pull and go in. Pull and go in. And as I said, always this piece has to be short, not a slack. Don't leave a slack, otherwise it'll grab your hand and it'll hurt you. So I'm gonna continue for at least 20-30 feet. Pull and feed. Pull and feed. And sometimes I already fed about 20 feet, and sometimes when you find some resistance, you might have found the clog. So you have to be careful, don't push too hard because your cable might tangle inside the pipe or you might break something. So just play it by ear. You know, you have to force it, push a little bit, not too much, just enough so it clears the clog and it goes in. But don't kill yourself trying to fit it because maybe there is something wrong, and what you are doing, you are coiling it inside. So I had some resistance and I just kept pushing, not too hard, and it passed. So I felt the obstruction and then I overcome it. I went through with it. So once you clear the clog, go another 10 feet or so. So this machine is not automatically fed, so you have to pull and push inside. If you had an automatic one, you can set it to forward and watch how it goes, and always your hand on the stop mechanism right here. So just in case there's an obstruction and your wire wants to tangle, you stop right away. So let's pretend this is an automatic one. I'm gonna press, and right now your cable would feed by itself. Just pretend it's going in by itself, but if you encounter something going crazy here, just stop right away. And I'm telling you this because you might rent one from Home Depot or from whenever, and it might be automatic. So you just have to be careful with the automatic ones because you have to stop right away. Okay, now I went enough, I think. It's about 30 feet. So now I have to pull it out. But now I'm gonna put it in reverse. Remember the switch I showed you? You have to go off and then reverse. And then since it's not automatic, it's not gonna pull by itself. You have to pull out and then coil back into the machine. And the same rules apply. Be careful with the slack of this cable. So off, reverse. And I'm gonna pull and insert inside the machine. I pull and I coil it back. Push, coil it back. Pull, coil it. Pull, coil it. Pull, coil it. Oh, look at that. It's just grout and paint stuff. That's why if you're gonna dump some paint or grout, not the paint itself, but you know, when you brush your, when you clean your brushes or your pan for the mud, dump the water in the toilet if you can, because it goes straight to the main and then out to the street. When you go a branch like this, the branch clogs and it doesn't make it to the main. All this so it doesn't go back to the garbage, to the drain. See all this? Look at that. So now this is gonna go to the garbage. And we're gonna do the same on this side. Look at this. And now since I have a bucket on there, I'm gonna clean up here. Okay, now I know my drain is clear up here because I just cleaned it. And I went down there through the clean out, so I know that's clear. But now I have to make sure this part from here to there is clear, otherwise we'll have a problem. So I'm removing this. And I don't know if you can see, but that's clear. I can see the wall of the other fitting, so we're good. So now we're gonna put everything back. So this should be enough. You know, just quarter of a turn. As I said, my right hand hurts, so I cannot. And this clean out, it has to be tight. One more here. Okay, now we're gonna test. And always clean, even though this is not your fault, but always clean for the tenant, clean for the customer. They appreciate that. And then you get callbacks. I mean, they call you back for more work. One more thing. So since we routed through this clean out, it's a straight shot to the drain. Sometimes, if you are under the sink, this might be a double T. Right now, this is a Y. No, actually, this is a T. But sometimes there's a double T. There's another outlet here, and it might be another sink. So when you feed your wire, always bend it downwards to make sure that it goes down there. Because sometimes it goes straight out. Say you are in the kitchen, it goes out to the bathroom or out to another kitchen. If this is an apartment, if you're in an apartment complex, it'll go out to the other kitchen and you'll break their sink, their traps, P-traps, their pipes, and you'll make mess. And it'll be embarrassing. So make sure your wire, your cable goes down. So that's why you have to bend it and watch. Look with a flashlight. Make sure, double make sure that your cable went down. Otherwise, it'll be a mess. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying until the end. See you next video.